Look, Eric Trump has called the Duke and Duchess of Sussex spoiled apples and suggested his father, Donald Trump, would be happy to send them back to the UK if he's re-elected in November. Let's take a listen.
What I can tell you is my father had so much respect for the Queen, as did I. My mom knew so many of them for years. I think you probably know that. Had a great relationship with Diana and everyone else. And, that's a very sacred kind of institution. And you can happily have those two back. We'll happily send them back from America. You can have them back over here, but I'm not sure if you guys want them any more than we might not want them anymore. They feel like they're on a little bit of an island of their own. But listen, you can always have bad actors in anything. You can always have spoiled apples and in every orchard. But the institution of the royal family is beautiful, and it's something that's really actually admired by a lot of Americans, and I think that should be protected.
He makes a good point. Not many people in the UK really want Harry and Meghan back, but they might be getting booted out of California if Donald Trump gets in.
I think that's a really interesting insight. And, I appreciate Eric Trump in the sense that he did pay tribute to, obviously, the late Queen Elizabeth and King Charles, and he emphasised that, forever, wherever you kind of sit in terms of politics, Donald Trump and his family do have a deep respect for the monarchy. And at the same time, they're not really fans of Harry and Meghan. So an interesting update. I'm sure that, with this presidential race is already going to be so consequential, but certainly it will be for Harry and Meghan in particular.
Absolutely. Harry and Meghan are also set to embark on another unofficial royal tour, this time to Colombia. What do we know about the visit?
Right. Well, this is the sort of long-awaited next step after the Nigeria trip. Of course, that was their first unofficial royal tour that looked very official. I mean, when you look at the photos from the Nigeria trip, you would be hard-pressed to sort of spot a difference between the photo ops they did and what the actual royals do. So I'm sure this trip to Colombia will be very much the same. They're there at the invitation of Francia Marquez, who is the Vice President of Colombia. Once again, this is an example of the Sussexes using their personal relationships with some very high-profile people to sort of broker these trips. There isn't a lot of detail at the moment about exactly when they'll be heading to Colombia, but we know that they will be in the capital, Bogota, and likely Cali as well. So I'm sure this will look a lot like the Nigeria trip, and it's just another opportunity for the Sussexes to spread their particular brand of royal fever around the world.
Okay, and finally, Prince Harry did another interview recently for the documentary Tabloids on Trial. This is about the British newspaper phone hacking scandal. What did he have to say?
Right, well, this Tabloids on Trial documentary, Harry sat down for this a few months ago. Of course, this is a major focus of his life. As we've often discussed on this show, he has poured millions of dollars into legal battles in the UK, trying to hold, British tabloid newspapers accountable for allegedly invading his privacy. And of course, the most famous example of that was the phone hacking case. Allegedly, within the palace, there's frustration from Prince William. He's really sick of not only Harry's attitude towards the press, but also in particular the fact that he's brought up Princess Diana in this documentary. Harry's speculated in the sit-down that perhaps Diana was also the victim of phone hacking. And from William's point of view, he's really sick of this because this is a recurring theme now for Harry when he's in court and also talking to the media, trying to drum up sympathy. He's drawing parallels between his life and Meghan's life with Princess Diana's life. And I think it's kind of apples and oranges. Like, to borrow a phrase from Eric Trump, I don't think it's necessarily fair to compare what they've been through to Princess Diana. And you can understand from Will's point of view, he's like, look, this is our mother. Can you stop bringing her up for your own sort of personal publicity?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well said. Reilly Sullivan, thank you so much for joining us on Power Hour.
Great to see you.
Appreciate it.